it is.
Well, there it is. Hello, this is a 1 versus 1 being casted by myself, WTii, and the map is Turtle Rock, and on this map are the following two players. As the blue human we have Bev Emil Fan, and his opponent is Reprisal, who is human. Orange though, but he's human. So we've got a human versus human game to cast today. So it'll be interesting to see how these two players react with each other, how they differ in strategies, how the game unfolds, and let's see how we go. So far no fast builds, just straight up same at the moment, but it is the very start of the game, so you can pretty much expect that. Altar, barracks, farm, whack on your peasants onto the gold mine, and then maybe you might treat yourself to another farm afterwards. I don't know, it's up to you really. Oh yeah, maybe you might, you just might. Okay, identical build so far, but when is it going to get different? That's the question we have to ask ourselves. Mountain King, first hero. Archmage, right, okay. So Reprisal is going for the Archmage, and Emil Fan is going for the Mountain King. And Footmen are of course going to be coming out of the barracks because there is no blacksmith, so you can't expect anything different from Footmen just yet. So we shall see. The players are now aware of each other's locations. So Reprisal has scouted indeed. He knows, and by him scouting, Emil Fan probably has a very good idea that his opponent is next to him just from seeing that militia. He can't know for guaranteed sure, but I'm sure he's got an idea. Oh no, he's just going to guarantee it now with a footman. And yes, he's seen the information he needed to see. That gave him enough information. Just shows the tower, doesn't show much else. We can see that a bunch of militia are coming up here. Archmage for reprisal. Reprisal. I'm going to say that word over and over in different ways. And, oh, Emil Fan doing something quite different indeed. He's not creeping out his natural camp where you would normally go. He's spamming out the footman and he's coming in here for a rush, close quarters. Meanwhile, we can see Reprisal is just going to pick up a clause of attack +6. Mountain King is coming in here with the militia, hoping to maybe do some damage, some really good damage potentially if he can get a surround on these units. But he's playing it somewhat risky because his militia are about to run out of juice. But he does have Stormbolt, and that's going to guarantee him a kill or two. So that's very nice for him. There are no militia at the moment coming out for Reprisal. I was wondering if he's going to. Yes, maybe. No, that's just a footman. None yet so far. Does look like Emil Fan has now got 5 peasants just kind of casually waltzing back to either his base, but this is where it backfires a little bit, because whilst it did seem very harsh for Reprisal to have to deal with a rush like this, and it might still be because he actually gets us around there, Emil Fan, very good job with his peasants, actually managed to make them useful. Really good job there. He actually forces Reprisal to TP back. But what I was going to say, and what has happened a little bit, is that these peasants are easy to pick off once they run out of that militia. Oh, careful for these. Oh, it's night time. It's okay. It's alright. You can waltz right by those turtles. They ain't going to care. So we've got level 2 Archmage versus level 1 Mountain King. Only 25 experience, but he might be able to get it. Or does he want to face these militia or not? Reprisal looking like he's going for a fast expansion. Otherwise, what are these militia up to? Apart from potentially getting us around on the Mountain King, which they're not going to quite manage. Footman now stepping up into Reprisal's base, trying to deny an Arcane Vault. Meanwhile, Emil Fan hasn't teched yet, but we have got a tech going for Reprisal. We can see that the Mountain King has pretty much run out of his mana, so there's going to be no more Stormbolts. There will be one eventually, but Reprisal picking up a boost of speed. Not a star for teleportation though. I thought I might see that, whilst he continues to creep with his footman on the other side. He's focusing here very heavily on building up his Archmage, so much to the degree that he's just not going to care about the attacks that Emil Fan is trying to place inside of his base. He's actually doing a really good job with the few peasants that he has to militia them up and try to fend off attacks alongside that arcane tower. And once again, Emil Fan just trying to step into this base, pick off some footmen, or not footmen rather, peasants, militia, just try to do some damage. But every time he's fighting versus those militia, he's not really getting too far. He might be able to pick up a militia or two, but eventually his footmen are going to go down. He might even lose a footman here. He does actually lose a footman. Meanwhile, we can see that Reprisal is going to be taking even more creeps, except they're going to be the creeps closest to his opponent's base. Emilfan now setting up one tower, Arcane Tower. Meanwhile, Emilfan is still trying to get inside of this base or do some damage. He's being effective because you've got to remember that even though he hasn't killed that many peasants or that many militia, every moment that these peasants spend in militia time, unfortunately he's losing a unit there, but every moment they spend there, they're not chopping wood. So this is really going to be quite a large blow to the economy of reprisal, because once he does reach tier 2, he's probably not going to be able to very easily afford Arcane Sanctums alongside anything else, especially a second hero, which Archmage does tend to enjoy a second hero as support, whereas Mountain King more than likely going to see a Blood Mage or something as a second hero, but even then he might go all the way with just Mountain King. Second Arcane Mage, Arcane Tower about to go up, but not going to make it in time. Again, Emilfan's peasants are just sitting in militia mode, not getting much out of that. Lots and lots of footmen for reprisals sitting inside of Emilfan's base. Looks like one footman might get picked off here. Emilfan backing off with his own footman. Archmage is just going to seal the deal. No, he doesn't. Oh, yes, he does go for it. He's going to seal the deal. Is he going to seal it? He seals the deal. There we go. So that Reprisals Archmage is level 3 now. So he's going to whack out some level 2 water elementals, which are very powerful, especially at an early point in the game like this. Got to remember, he's got 2 Mantles of Intelligence, which are really, really good for the Archmage to have. He's got a lot of footmen here getting stuck inside of this base, and it looks like they're actually completely and utterly blocked out, that all of these militia will be able to chop away at these footmen and effectively kill them all. This is really, really big for Emilfan right now. His Mountain King is very quickly going to catch up. Watch that experience bar. It's going to very quickly catch up. Oh, a couple of footmen do manage to slip out. Just one footman at the least. But he has got a Stormbolt to deny his escape if he chooses to use it. Which I'll be surprised if he doesn't, because it is a guaranteed kill. But he does manage to get level 3. So maybe he wants to save his Stormbolts for the Archmage only. Because these are level 2 Stormbolts. They're going to pack way more of a punch. Way bigger hero killers than the level 1 version. Okay, so we have got the tier 2 for reprisal. There goes the Stormbolt, but it's not going to be enough to get surround. I'll be impressed if you get it. Oh, Staff of Teleportation used for reprisal, but the bash goes down and denies the Staff of Teleport, thus killing off the Archmage. Wow, Emilfan. That was a damn good bash proc. That can interrupt channeling spells, including the Staff of Teleportation. Stormbolt sealing the deal on another footman, and this water elemental is also going to be probably a kill, unless it's too quick to move out. It's probably going to run out of time before it gets killed. Maybe, I don't know. No, actually he's going to get it. Whoa, he's very close. 3/4 of the way through to level 4. Blood Mage now for reprisal as his second hero. That's interesting, and it looks like he's going to pick up his Archmage from the tavern, maybe? An expensive move, but a lot of players do this, especially at the top level. They don't often get their heroes back from the altars. They actually spam them out from the taverns. It is a level 3 one, and in my experience, level 3 heroes take forever to come out. They just do. I'm pretty sure level 4 heroes take longer, but it feels like level 3 heroes take the longest, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that if you've ever played Warcraft 3 and have been in that situation where you have to get your hero back, and you look at the altar whilst it's resurrecting, you go, oh damn, it's a level 3 hero. Won't be seeing him for a while. And we've got Emilfan. Mountain King is just beefy at the moment. He's losing his mana. He was so close to having just one Stormbolt there, but the mana has been drained away from him by the Blood Mage. So a very effective hero, and that's probably why we've seen the Blood Mage actually as the second hero choice for reprisal. It's just so he can reduce the effectiveness of that Mountain King. He's still a very strong melee character, but he wants the mana for those Stormbolts, because those Stormbolts are game changing. Priests coming out here for Emilfan alongside some militia. Maybe going for a hero kill. He might. I wondered if he's going to pick up a potion of mana. He does. He gets one for his Mountain King, and he's taking it. 176 mana like that. So he's going to be able to guarantee a kill. It pays for itself. Definitely well worth the investment, but he's already bringing back that Mountain King because he was suspicious of the fact that definitely Reprisal was going to come in there with his Blood Mage and try to drain away some of that mana. Lots and lots of militia coming in here from Reprisal. This could backfire. He's going for it though. He's once again reducing a lot of that mana. Blood Mage did take a Stormbolt to the face, and he's going to go down. We got Archmage at level 4 though. He's still soaking up all the experience. But then again, Mountain King is catching up as well at level 4, and he still has a level 1 Archmage that's being chased quite heavily by the Militia and the Water Elementals. Now backing off. Militia going to return back to base. So their job was done. They actually did do a good job there. They didn't get too carried away and turn into peasants and then end up being useless. They're going to more or less make it back to base and were very effective. Looks like Reprisal's got to be a little bit careful here. He's going to get surrounded any second. Oh, the Mountain King could perhaps get a bash proc there. That would have been pretty monumental. Priest just slightly being picked off there for Reprisal, but he does look like he's going to get surrounded as punishment. He's not going to staff a teleport away in time. Surely not. No, but that was really close. Trying to get away, but even then he still might have died because his staff a teleport was only to the Sorceress right next to him, and there is no invisibility. He might want to invest in the ability to upgrade these Sorks and see if he can get some invisibility, because it does look like his Archmage is going to be focus point number 1 for Mr. Mountain King for Emo Fan, because yeah, an Archmage is he's got a bullseye on his head basically. He's a walking target, and those Sorks could do a really good job of just trying to reduce the amount of damage that Emo Fan can do by consistently casting invisibility on his Archmage, pulling the Archmage back, bringing him back in. So he might still eat Storm Bolts from time to time, but he'll increase the longevity of the existence of that Archmage and just kind of make it harder for Emo Fan to get a guaranteed kill. Emo Fan, I'm not sure if he's going to go for an expansion here, but he's definitely going to clear this point and soak up all the experience. I wouldn't be surprised if he actually pulled back the Archmage here, despite it's quite typical for players to allow their lower level hero to soak up the experience while the higher level hero runs away. That way the Archmage would pick up all the experience if he was the only one there. But he doesn't look like he's going to stand there with both heroes and take it. Because I would just say, if he could get level 5 Mountain King, that's level 3 Storm Bolts. That's going to be huge. And this Archmage isn't too far away from level 5 as well, which is going to be level 3 Water Elementals. But we have got Priests. Emo Fan does have Priests. And I'm sure they've got, yes, they've got Adept ability, which means that they can Dispel, which is pretty effective versus Water Elementals, especially if you've got a lot of mana, which is the reason why he's got an Archmage. He can supply that Brilliance Aura. He could probably finish off that Gargantuan Sea Turtle with a bit more focus. Oh, he could definitely do it with a Storm Bolt. So he's probably, I'm surprised he's running away from this. You'd think he would come back in there and at least try to pick off the experience of the kill, but he's probably a bit worried for losing his mana from the Blood Mage and slow from the Sorceresses. He gave up that camp, and the Blood Mage takes the Scroll of the Beast as the reward. Invulnerability pot for the Archmage alongside level 5, that's very good. He's going to have a lot of survivability. Mountain King has got a Potion of Greater Healing though, so once again a great item for a melee character like himself. Emo Fan now about to get ganked from behind by Reprisal. Oh, Flame Strike going down. Not hitting many targets though, but he is in a good position to do some damage whilst Emo Fan is trying to recuperate from his awkward Creepjack situation. Now Emo Fan is trying to move in here with the Spellbreakers, do some damage, maybe get a Bash proc or two. Oh, now Invisibility has been researched. Good move by Reprisal. He manages to take some of the threat away from his Blood Mage, but not for long enough because the Blood Mage goes down. Not quite. Almost. I was about ready to do that. But you can see what I was saying about earlier. By casting that invisibility, it just means that the hero survives for that much longer. But he's taking a risk there. He's taking a risk. His Blood Mage is still alive, but there's not quite enough Stormbolt time, or not enough ready for a Stormbolt anyway for Emo Fan. So it does look like Reprisal is in a bit of a predicament, but he has got a bunch of militia here to join the fight, but he hasn't really got much army-wise. He's probably going to want to pull back with these militia soon, because unless he's going for his Archmage, it looks like he's trying to get his Archmage. Really probably needs the cash. How much cash has he got? 687. He's got to be close to it. And he's probably going to want to pick up this Archmage right about now. But what is he going to do? He's moving off to the left. The rest of his units are following in tow, though. And the peasants are going to be slightly slow to catch up. We've got double Arcane Sanctum for Email, who's just heavily focusing on the priests. And the Spellbreakers are out there to follow. Flame Strike going down, doing quite a chunk of damage to this Archmage. He's soaking it all up, but he doesn't care. He is so focused on that Blood Mage, and he guarantees the kill. And Mountain King almost being picked off there, but a good use of Scroll of Teleport allows Emo Fan to get a hero kill and retreat without losing any heroes himself. Reprisal has had to spend quite a bit of cash on getting his heroes back, rather. But His Creep Jack does give him a slight reward. Is in the end, the result is he does get the power of the Watch Award. But unfortunately, he's now getting Creep Jacked. So once again, he's in a slightly awkward predicament here. We have got Spellbreakers on Spellbreaker action going on here. 0 upgrades for both players though on all their units, but the Mountain King being punished quite a lot. He is pulling back. He's got the priests, but they're too far away. They can't get too close because anytime those priests get close, they will be a focus for the Spellbreakers, because Spellbreakers do a really good chunk of damage to priests because they take away that mana, and any mana they take away, they pretty much do damage for it. Is the Blood Mage out yet? He's halfway. He's not even close. You know why? Because he's level 3. That's why. So we're not going to see him for a while. Mountain King just retreating back to base. Units all over the place, really. Does look like a bit of priest on priest action here. Catholic Church will not like that. Oh, Dispel's going down. Water Elemental surely going to fall down. Mountain King getting ever closer to level 6. Not quite there yet. Even the Archmage, his second hero, is level 4. This is powerful stuff. Level 5 Mountain King, level 4 Archmage. It's not looking bad for Emil by any shot. You know, he's running back here, but he's still in a good position, I would say. He's used up majority of his gold just to keep his Mountain King back into the game. And, yeah, there's only 3,000 gold left in the mines. Less so for Reprisal. Which is interesting, because I swear it feels like Reprisal's been using his militia more. But, of course, those would be militia peasants, rather, from the wood that they were chopping earlier. And Mountain King now taking a Clarity Pot. And he's at full mana already. That's how determined he is to be at full mana. I like it. Because, you know, those Storm Bolts are game winners, so that's where his focus. Reprisal going for some creeping here. He just wants the cash. He just wants potential items. He's full on items. He can't get experience for this because his Archmage is the only one nearby. Can he even pick up the item? He's going to have to let it go, which is a free item for Emil. So that was a slight blunder there, I'd say. He took a risk there, and I don't think that really paid off. But he's actually back in tow with his Blood Mage now, finally. A decent chunk of Spellbreakers. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, roughly 8, and 2 Priests. Meanwhile, for Bev, we can see he's got about 4, 6 Spellbreakers and a hell of a lot more Priests. 5 Priests. So he's got a more well-rounded army. And the Priests will go a long way if Emil Fan can distribute the amount of damage he's taking. Whereas Reprisal can only heal 2 characters at a time. But Emil Fan has the power to heal 5. The power to heal! But he is on the run, despite this power to heal. He might want to get himself into a position here. Get some Spellbreakers, Priest behind, Archmage there, maybe Mountain King here. But he's actually going to back off completely here. Militia running back for Reprisal. More Spellbreakers coming in for Reprisal. So he's going very heavy on his Spellbreakers. But Emil Fan's getting a fair chunk himself. That looks like 7 to me. Oh, that's a good Flame Strike. Doesn't quite hit the mark, but he does pull back those priests, reducing the amount of healing they can do during that little tiff. But the Mountain King does manage to secure a priest kill with the Stormbolt from time to time. This is the problem though. The Mountain King, despite being a melee hero, can't really get up in the action here in a human versus human mirror match, because he's faced against a Blood Mage that is always going to be trying to take away his mana with Siphon Mana, as you can see. And if he even gets close, he just gets focused very heavily by a huge chunk of Spellbreakers. Watch it, as soon as he gets close, you can see these Spellbreakers go for him, the Siphon Mana. He just can't even get into the action, because this mana actually backfires against him, despite being very useful for the Mountain King. Spellbreakers being pulled back by both players. Reprisal getting the Spellbreaker kill and saving his own. He's still got a hell of a lot of Spellbreakers. A Scroll of Healing would go a long way here, but I don't think either player has a Scroll of Healing, which is kind of surprising because that's a very typical item to pick up in the late game, especially in human mirrors, because humans have a lot of low HP units, and Spellbreakers have quite a lot of survivability because they're hard to pick off and sort of nuke down, so you can distribute the amount of damage, and then a Scroll of Healing will go very nicely. This Mountain King might just want to get up in the fight. He's got no more mana to lose, so he might just want to get in there. He can't give away any more mana, but it does look like he doesn't need to. Militia coming in, Spellbreaker still pushing hard, Priest supporting at the back. Looks like Reprisal is actually running away here, and rightfully so, because he's done a great job. He hasn't really lost much of anything, but he's in a position where all of his units are really low. But if we look at Emil, he's He's much healthier because of that stronger presence of priests. We can see Reprisal now picking up a scroll of regeneration. Is he going to be able to get enough units back into the base? They're going to come in. A lot of those units are going to benefit from it. It's going to be hard for Emil Fan to hit every single one of those spellbreakers that are benefiting. And it does look like the position allows Reprisal to pick off one spellbreaker, maybe a second. He's still got a few militia here. Blood Mage siphoning, even from that distance, still managing to hit the Mountain King. Mountain King is very close to getting at least one Stormbolt. So this is the reason why Reprisal probably isn't getting that many priests. It's simply because Stormbolt is going to be used to kill off priests, because it can almost one-shot them at a level 5 when the Mountain King's level 5. Yeah, he's just may as well stick in there. It does look like Reprisal almost going to... Oh no, he pulls back. He's alright. He's still pushing hard. And the Flame Strike gives him sort of control, power. He might not even do that much damage with it, but he's forcing his opponent to run back, which gives his Spellbreakers more time to throw down some damage. Level 4 now for the Blood Mage. Spellbreaker going down from Reprisal, going to lose another Spellbreaker. We've got level 5 Archmage, level 4 Blood Mage, level 4 Archmage for Emil Fan, and level 5 Mountain King. Now it looks like Militia are now joining the fight here for Reprisal. This is good. There are no Militia coming in for Emil Fan. He's only got a couple there in the fight, and they're already about to go down and die. Does look like Reprisal might want to take back some Militia, or maybe go for an expansion. Almost looks like he's going to do it. He has the power here, I think. It really looks like Reprisal, who has seriously heavily invested in these Spellbreakers, might have control between the two players. This Mountain King trying his best. Clarity Pot getting his mana back, but is it going to be enough? He's going to take so much focus damage. Siphon mana hasn't quite hit him. He actually managed to siphon the wrong thing there accidentally by Reprisal. If he loses it, oh no, Invulnerability Pot being used by the Blood Mage, but this looks really awkward. Oh, he could run away now. The gap has been made for him, but it does look like, oh, Emil Fan managed to secure another surround. Flame Strike going down. One last Flame Strike as revenge for Reprisal. And there are a lot of weak units here for Emil Fan, but a Stormbolt goes down once again. Invulnerability Pot. Now would be a good time to try to get away with doing Staff of Teleportation, or running out as soon as that Staff... Oh no, Invulnerability Pot might run out, but it's not going to be enough time. Does look like the Mountain King's going to go down in a second. Now it goes down. We've only got a level 5 Archmage left for Emil Fan, and he throws down the GG. Jeez. That right at the very end there, that was going to go either way, wasn't it? Look at the scores. Look at the gold mine. It's so close. Really good job by both players. That was one hell of a human mirror. Alrighty. Well, if you enjoyed that and you want to help support me, then you can thumbs up the video, give it a like, and if you want to see more, you can subscribe, and I'll see you later.